that's funk, hello. Bling, bling, blow, mad. I'm like, wow, what did I do now? Don't you get me, okay?
It's the NFL on EA Sports. And up next, we'll see Jalen Hurts. He's your top dog in the league this season, ranking first in passing yards. It's the Eagles and the Giants. All that and more coming up next.
We are across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Today, we've got a Week 13 matchup for you here, as it'll be the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the New York Giants. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you take a look at this Giants ball club. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
And going back through the tape, I thought they looked pretty good last week. It was a solid win, a comprehensive win.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Eagles, the streak continues, doesn't it? They come in here a perfect 11-0. Just about time to rock as Toe gets ready to meet leather. And off we go from MetLife Stadium. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And they're going to have poor starting field position as he's out of bounds at his 10-yard line. Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The second-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma.
And he's had such a sensational season to this point, leading the NFL in passing yards. He's been helped out a lot by an outstanding set of receivers, and he's quick to give them credit. But I think even they would tell you that he's the guy that makes this offense go.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
And that might have been a situation where even though you don't hit on the deep throw, you at least put in the defenders' minds early in the game that we're going to press the ball deep against your secondary. And that can have a ripple effect on how they function throughout.
They go play action with Hurts. This one complete down the field to Goddard. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. That one good for 26 and a first down.
Good job there of getting his tight end involved because he lines up on the right side of the formation, just works his way across the field. I really like how they were in sync on that one. He spotted the open gap in the zone, and his quarterback found him, and they get a first down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with DeAndre Swift. And he pushes through a would-be tackler to get about 3 yards, second down. A look there at his numbers on the ground a week ago. There was no answer for him defensively. Over 200 yards, 2 touchdowns to boot.
And that was a fun film to watch because a few of those runs, it was apparent he was just not going to be denied. And his team is hoping that that carries over to this week as well.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
The CD, this offense at 11-0 now on the year. A few weeks ago, I remember asking you what kind of percentage chance that you thought they had at staying unbeaten the entire season. I think you said 25%. I'd imagine that number probably grown since then.
I would agree with you, and I'm going to actually bump it up to closer to 50%, only because they saw some tough games to come, and keeping that focus throughout the entire season, that's been a really difficult thing to pull off. But so far, they've done it, and they've done it well. I don't care how many times we see it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up, but I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard. You talk about this Giant defense. They're a top 5 unit right now against the pass in the league. In fact, they sit at number 5.
Yeah, this has been a good defense, but they're going to have to really prove it in this one because guess what? They're facing the #1 passing offense in the NFL. It's definitely a prove it day for them.
Already, he's top 50 receiving yards in this first quarter, and he's got a first down.
Well, that's not just his first, not his second, already his third completion here on the opening drive. And I think it's safe to say that getting him the ball in this game, one of their top priorities.
And the top priority for the defense has got to be finding ways to cover him. And I don't think you can have one basic coverage to get it done. You have to throw a number of coverages at him, make him think as he's running downfield, and hope you can create a little bit of havoc.
Yeah, he'll work 3 from 1 tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
2 yards on the pickup. It's second and 8.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
And Goddard's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. A great play there with touchdown number 8 on the year.
And the Eagles go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points.
One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Elliott good on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told.
And the drive was all finished off on the touchdown catch by Dallas Goedert. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. They keep it with Barkley on first down. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 17 carries, 94 yards, and a score.
And as we discovered in talking with the coaching staff prior to the game, going up against a team that struggled against the run has only emboldened them to run the football more. I expect 40 to 50 carries in this game.
No gain on the play. It's now 3rd and 4.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. Ready to roll for the second quarter from MetLife Stadium. The Giants with the football. 3rd and 4. As they've got it as we resume action. They'll look to throw. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he will have a Giants first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8. Back to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
At the Eagles' 49-yard line.
2nd and 11. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Jordan Davis has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete.
And they'll get this across midfield, but not nearly close to a first down as he stopped at the 48.
On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their second drive.
And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I?
But that's caught at the 25. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A.J. Brown, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Elliott now to add the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So the Giants getting the football back here for their second drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Clock rolling as the Giants will hurry to the line. They'll look to throw. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 44-yard line. Back to throw here. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line.
A 9-yard loss.
Now back to throw.
Short throw going to be caught by Waller.
The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number one. They're going to look to throw. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up fourth. Here's J.K. Scott set to do the punting honors. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. All that remains is to snap this once, and that'll do it for the first half of play. So we come upon halftime with our score 14-0. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. We're starting to get near the home stretch of this NFL season. It's Week 13, so let's get an update on what's going on. We'll begin our trip around the NFL with an interesting one right off the bat, and it's the visiting side who have the lead in that one. Terry McLaurin, a strong performance there. From there, we head over to Detroit. Check on the Lions at home, Ford Field. And you can see they have the lead over the visiting Seahawks. Jordan Love with a couple of touchdown tosses. Lastly, let's get to the Windy City. See what's happening with the Bears at home at Soldier Field. And in that one, it's the visiting Dolphins who are out in front. Tyreek Hill, a touchdown reception. The highlights are fairly one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference here at the break. but I wouldn't call this one over just yet. I think there could still be some fireworks yet to come. Both teams making their final adjustments for the second half to come. And to bring the action your way, we go back to MetLife Stadium in Brandon Gott.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback. The Giants offense set to begin this third quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
And Saquon going to have a Giants first down as the tackle going to be made up at the 37. Again, it's Barkley. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. It looks like a pickup of 6. That leaves them with 7 yards to go on third down. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Jordan Davis giving him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
I'd say it's not panic time yet, but let's be honest about it. Empty possession here, not what you're looking for when you're down a couple of scores.
Absolutely not. Trying to start the second half off on the right foot. Unfortunately, going to give the ball up. Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for New York. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Fielded at the 20. 43-yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Eagles offense and A.J. Brown headed back out there. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well. That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, it was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
On second down, Swift. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down, because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. A great effort there. 42 yards. And the Eagles have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns.
And that's a drive that makes everyone happy on that bench, because they accomplish exactly what they set out to do. Take care of the football, eat up a little clock, end up in the end zone. Now they've got a cushion for the rest of the game. So they didn't just help themselves offensively, they helped their defense out as well.
Elliott on for the extra point. And it is now 21-0. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it was capped off by an Eagles touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Giants offense now, they get ready to head back on the field.
And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
Exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Just a pickup of 3, but that is indeed enough. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Welcome back now here in East Rutherford. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
I think this one offensively, this is one where you just say, let's move on. Let's not even watch the game tapes from this one.
Yeah, you might just want to throw it in the trash, act like it was never there in the first place.
Yeah, just say we're good. I actually have heard of a coach in the past who took his team out to...
And he's going to lose a yard or 2, taken down behind the line. Jalen Carter able to get outside the numbers and drop him for a loss of a yard.
I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack as a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
And he'll get down to about the 26-yard line.
45 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Now, I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he's brought down, but not before a gain of 13, down to the 13. 1st and 10 in the red zone.
Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the 4th quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think you continue to do so.
And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much for the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Yeah, not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well.
And he's in for an Eagles touchdown. DeAndre Swift with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And the Eagles add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
The kick is good.
Elliott good with a PAT, and it is 28-0.
Giants nothing.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
New York ready to go again offensively. Facing a big fourth quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled.
They'll try and start this drive in the air.
This one goes out wide for Barkley.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. And this offense on third down today, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes.
Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game.
Part of my vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front 7 today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game. Getting to more than 6 in one contest while winning by this many points, an absolutely astounding effort by every player involved.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Under pressure, and they got to him again.
Jalen Carter picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's 4th down.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
Hey, let's go.
Now a give, right side, Swift.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Elliott now to add the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
The
New York set to take the field. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Pressure comes, and down he goes.
Buried by multiple
multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. One final shot. They'll look to throw, and that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. So fly, Eagles, fly. It's a victory for Philadelphia. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for Philadelphia, the streak continues as they push their mark to a perfect 12-0 now on the year. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for the Giants, it's another week with more questions than answers as they fall to 3-9. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.